in this technical demonstration, we're going to go through the process of configuring Centrify reporting services. Now again, it's important to note that Centrify reporting services works with the Microsoft SQL Server Reporting Services, or SRSS. Now I've already deployed a database server that has been configured with SRSS. And what we're going to do here, we did install reporting services as part of the initial installation, as part of the default, but we never configured it. So let's go ahead and go through that process now. So I'm going to go ahead and launch my Start menu. And we're going to go over to our configuration wizard. And this is going to open up the Centrify Reporting Services configuration wizard. I'm going to click Next. And as you can see here, I do have to select my SQL Server. Now, I'm going to choose an existing SQL Server instance. If not, you can use SQL Server Express, of course, understanding the limitations. So we're going to go ahead and select an existing SQL Server. And I'm going to go to Browse, Network Servers, and I'm going to select my database server that has already been installed. The database name, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as report, and we'll click Next. Now, once the connection is made with my database server, I should see the web service URL and reporting manager URL. As you can see here, they're displayed for me. I'm not going to make any changes to this. I'm going to simply click Next, and now I need to establish my synchronization mode. So I have two options, domain-based or zone-based. I'm going to choose zone-based. I don't need to monitor the entire domain. I simply want to monitor the zones and synchronize data from those zones for my reporting. So I'll go ahead and click Next. And now I need to identify which hierarchical zones that I want to monitor. I'm going to go ahead and monitor all of them. And I'll do the same for my classic zones. And we'll click Next. Now I need to identify a domain controller. Now this is an optional component where I can specify the domain controller that's going to be monitored. I'm going to go ahead and add in that domain controller. So I'm going to select Omicron.lab in my forest. I only have one domain controller, so it's going to select that one. And we'll click Next. Now I need a synchronization schedule. This is going to allow that synchronization to take place during off-peak hours, for example. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it as the default. Midnight every day is fine. We'll go ahead and click Next. And from the standpoint of managing the environment, I'm just going to go ahead and use the built-in local system account. And we'll go ahead and click Next. It'll go through a connection process, making sure it can read all the information based on the configuration that I've given it. And as you can see here, all of those checks were correct and successful. So I'll click Close. And now I'll click Next to go through the update process where it'll update the configuration with the database. And now at this point, we've completed the configuration and we can start the synchronization process. So I'm going to leave this box checked and we'll click Finish. Now that we've completed that process, let's go ahead and see if we can access our reporting system. So I'm going to open up the browser and we're going to go over to our database server. And now as you can see, I do have my SQL Server reporting services, but I also have Centrify reports available to me. And I can go to the Access Manager reports. Now I can look at reports based on a list or view or a tile view. I also have the capability to use a report builder and make additional modifications. We'll take a look at these reports in the next technical demonstration.